But yeah. So I think this might be the first 26 we are seeing. If we had a 26 earlier in top 8 and I missed it, please correct me. I would love to be proven wrong. Blood Rush. Blood Rush, I feel, can be split into 3 very distinct sections, focusing on different aspects of the game and specific tech patterns that are very common for technically styled charts throughout each third of it. We'll talk a little bit more about it as we get into it. We got our players having a little conversation. Hugging it out.
Love to see the sportsmanship.
Before the absolute brutal bloodbath that is to come as we all cheer on Blood Rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. All right, so the first third of Blood Rush really focuses very much on streams. You're going to get this 16-note stream to lead things off into a slowdown, which ends in an absolutely brutal 30-second note stream with all manner of twisted turns.
Paranoia boy holding on to that APC right now. And umpire's curse.
I would be very surprised if anyone held an APC through this section. All right, Chad comes out of the slowdown with about a 1,000-point lead. Now going into the next technical section, lots of these brackets. You're expected to anchor 1 foot on the hold and then proceed to use your 1 foot to hit the brackets that follow. It's a little easier to cheat. Very difficult regardless, though. Now coming into a step jump section. All right, with that bracket section out of the way, finally the back third of the chart, foot switches. But not just like any foot switches, these are the very irregularly patterned foot switches that really take a lot of effort to keep track of.
So that's 2 foot switches grouped together, right?
Yes. And Chad is going to 99 Blood Rush in tournament. I'm sorry, what? 8-3? I'm sorry. Excuse me?
And as we approach midnight, still able to get a 99 on Blood Rush.
He's Chad is quite jazzed about that one.
I'd be too. Good omen for the rest of the set.
He's breathing heavy. He looks like he's closer to death than anything else. But I imagine he's thrilled about that score.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, compared to that, 24 sounds like a cake in the walk, you know. Or a cake in the walk.
Man, I had a little too much to party
walk
last
in the park.
night.
There you
There's
go.
a pastry splattered on the sidewalk. It looks like the Melvin Jelly Vision jacket art. Let me tell you that.
Amazing.
Well, we got it. We got a cake in the walk, and this is no cakewalk.
Please.
Go through cake in the walk, dude. What are you saying? All right. This is really
That's why they pay me the big bucks, you know?
This is no walk in the park, dude. Melancholy Vision is very brutal 24. Lots of slowdowns. Some of those slowdowns are like, they don't really go to anything. It's kind of just like complimentary to the music. You really have to be locked in to nail it. Kind of hearkening back to its, illegally indistinct neighbor in Healing Division over in DDR. Get that hip breaker pattern, one crossover into another cross under the other way. Lots of difficult sections here, but really cool chart and one of my other favorite Naoki tracks in the game. So we got a real banger coming up. We got a great challenging chart. I can't wait to see these players execute it.
Yeah. And here we go. Crowd pumped for this next chart.
All right, gonna start a little slow, this introduction, running at half speed. Getting in addition to the other overarching elements that I had discussed, this chart does intersperse a little bit of tech in there, lots of brackets, some step jumps. Here's the slowdown I mentioned. DDRChad with a slight lead coming into the streaming section, equivalent to about 16th notes at 128 BPM, so not too fast, but still demanding your attention. Coming into the first set of hit breakers. Masterfully done by both players.
Another slowdown?
Yeah, very challenging slowdown. I believe this all flows perfectly if you bracket most of those jumps by hitting 2 panels in 1 foot, but you can kind of take different varying approaches to it. Now coming into a center panel stream towards the outro. Chad picking up an early right as the stream starts, but still keeping the lead ever so slightly. Paranoia Boy hot on his heels. One more set of hit breakers, and Chad takes game 2.
All right, so that brings the set to 1-1.
No, it's 2-0.
Oh, 2-0? Oh, okay. It was just fixed.
Come on, man. You saw Blood Rush.
I did.
That splattered cake on the sidewalk. Get your attention too hard.
Yeah. All right, so next chart, running in the 90s. Relatively new chart, I think 2, maybe 3 updates ago.
Very end of 2021. No, 2021. That's wrong. 2024.
There we go.
I'm sorry.
Recent update.
Running in the 90s is like such a song incurring so much legacy associated with
exactly.
it. I keep thinking about how I used to have the pictures of like the Ronald McDonald in the race car pointing and going like LOL internet, and you hear the like sync to it. It's like sending me back to the Paranoia Boy doing the para routine. Must really be missing Dance Rush ever since it was taken out of this event.
And Dance Rush is a very good game. I need to play that again. I need to find a round 1 bowling and amusement near me and play some Dance Rush.
Dance Rush is a vibe.
It is.
It's a vibe.
It is a fun game to play.
Okay, Meepston, I recognize your tag as a significant Dance Rush player, and unfortunately, I believe with the available truckload to bring cabinets in, a decision was made to not bring Dance Rush at the last minute. So, unfortunately, CEO this year does not have Dance Rush, which is, I think, a bit of a shame. I think Dance Rush is like the most appealing casual dance game out there.
Yeah.
It's very flashy.
I was about to say, it is definitely one of the best like crowd drawing games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I also just think it's a very like reasonable barrier of entry, and I also think a lot about how Dance Rush events, in my experience, are very much like freestyle based with judging.
Yeah,
which I think makes it very accessible for a crowd of gamers who are not necessarily rhythm gamers in the sense you would see for DDRS events, etc. But enough of that. Let's get into running in the 90s.
Yeah.
Paranoia Boy exits the beginning with a slight lead. Players are locked in. All right, here we go. Time to really start running in the 90s.
Very clean from both players.
A little reprisal of the opening syncopation. All right, and Paranoia Boy takes it with 1 perfect. That's a 1 perfect score if I've ever seen it.
Look at that.
DDRChad with 2.
Under a 40-point difference between the two players.
Honestly, that looks like a sizable gap for 2 perfect. I think Chad's first or second yellow there really looks very far out of line, so I imagine they probably slipped into a different sub-window along the way.
Really goes to show the margin of error at this point in the bracket.
Yeah. Well, something like running in the 90s, that's like a very straightforward, stamina-oriented 23. That's the kind of thing that I would expect players like these to crush on command. Now, if one of these fine players up there crushes critical hit on command, now I'll be really impressed.
We got a lot going on this chart. Do you want to run us through it?
Man, I don't know. You got a lot of tech in there, lots of crossovers, lots of foot switches, a great deal of burst, lots of 32nd and 24th note burst that you really need some foot speed to hit. We've seen this a couple of times. I think I had the misfortune of playing it in one of my sets. I think we've seen it some other places.
Yep.
I mean, I say that negatively, but that's just because I'm bad at tech. That's my own shortcoming. But you can see these players now, they're double checking their pad sensitivity, all sorts of brackets. You need an ideal release with foot switches.
Crowd cheering for this.
Yeah, I don't know what
Chad is. It's very decisive.
I don't know what Chad is addressing the crowd with, but the crowd loves it.
Once again, DDRChad is on match point here.
Yeah. You're going to look to close this out because you don't want to kind of coin flip accuracy against Paranoia Boy on something like holy guacamole. So let's get into this game 4. All right, completely clean intro from Paranoia Boy. Chad not too far behind. 1 perfect is basically peanuts on a chart like this. Now as the tech patterns really start to creep in, we got some brackets. Here come the foot switches.
Both players nailing it.
Not much to say here, though. The lead is so intense, it's flickering back and forth.
And on the
at the very end, the lead switches back.
Oh,
and Chad takes the set 3-1. Oh my God, Chad, you're gonna make me explain SNX scoring at midnight. Okay, all right. So, for those of you tuning in who are not familiar, StepManiaX perfect window really consists of 7 sub-windows where the furthest you are away from absolute perfect, the less it's worth. So, based on the graph we can see here, Paranoia Boy's overall precision, no, never mind. I don't need to actually explain that. Chad has the lower yellow count. We're good.
Yeah.